The 1700s, a century of smoke, steel, and thunder. A time when empires fought for dominance, when kings ruled vast lands, and when warfare transformed forever. This was the age when swords began to fade, and gunpowder took control, when the battlefield was no longer decided by strength alone, but by firepower, discipline, and deadly innovation. Today, we step into the brutal world of 18th century warfare and uncover the deadliest weapons that shaped history. Part 1. The World at War. Narrator. The 18th century was not peaceful. Europe was locked in constant rivalry. Colonial powers fought across continents. Armies marched through forests, deserts, and oceans. Wars were fought in Europe, North America, India, the Caribbean, the open seas. These conflicts were not small battles. They were global struggles for power. Soldiers wore bright uniforms. They stood in straight lines. They followed strict commands. And when the order came, they fired together. Why stand in lines? Because their weapons were slow, inaccurate, and required discipline to be effective. And this brings us to the first deadly weapon of the century. Part 2, the musket, king of the battlefield. Narrator. The musket was the backbone of every army in the 1700s. It was long, heavy, made of wood and steel. It fired a round lead ball using black powder. But it was far from perfect. To fire a musket, a soldier had to bite open a paper cartridge, pour powder into the barrel, drop in the lead ball, use a ramrod to push everything down, prime the firing pan, pull the trigger. This entire process took about 15 to 20 seconds. If the soldier was trained, now imagine thousands of soldiers performing this action at the same time. When they fired together, the sound was deafening. Smoke covered the battlefield. Visibility dropped. Chaos began. Accuracy was low, so armies relied on volleys, massive coordinated gunfire. A single volley could destroy an advancing enemy line. The musket turned ordinary farmers into deadly infantry units. Part 3, the bayonet, when distance disappeared. Narrator. But what happened when soldiers ran out of bullets? Or when enemies charged too close? The answer was simple. Attach a blade to the end of the musket. The bayonet transformed a firearm into a spear. Now the battlefield became personal. Soldiers screamed. They ran forward. Steel met flesh. Bayonet charges were terrifying psychological weapons. Often the sight of hundreds of soldiers charging with fixed bayonets was enough to break enemy. Morale before contact was even made. War was no longer distant gunfire. It became hand-to-hand brutality. Part 4. Cannons. The true weapons of destruction. Narrator. If muskets controlled the infantry, cannons ruled the battlefield. Cannons were massive iron guns mounted on wheels. They fired solid iron balls, explosive shells, grape shot, small metal balls that spread like a giant shotgun blast. A single cannonball could break through enemy lines, destroy fort walls, crush multiple soldiers in one shot. Grape shot was especially deadly. When fired at close range, it tore through troops like a storm of metal. Cannons required teams. Loaders, powder carriers, commanders, artillery units were highly trained. On the battlefield, whoever controlled the artillery often controlled the outcome. Entire fortresses were reduced to rubble because of cannons. They were the heavy artillery of their time, and they changed siege warfare forever. Part 5. Naval warfare, war at sea. Sound waves, wood creaking, distant cannon fire. Narrator. The 1700s were also the age of sailing warships. Wooden ships carried rows of cannons on their sides. Naval battles were brutal. Ships would line up side by side and fire broadsides, dozens of cannons at once. The impact was devastating. Wood splintered. Sailors were struck by flying debris. Ships caught fire. Entire vessels sank. Life on a warship was harsh. Sailors lived in cramped conditions. Gun decks were loud, smoky, and deadly. One lucky cannon shot could ignite gunpowder stores, causing catastrophic explosions. Sea power meant empire. Whoever ruled the ocean, ruled trade, and often ruled the world. Part 6. Pistols and officers. Narrator. Officers and cavalry often carried pistols. These were shorter firearms designed for close combat. They were commonly used in duels, by cavalry units, by naval officers, by pirates. Pistols were not highly accurate, but at close range they were deadly. In duels, honor was decided with a single shot. One bullet. One life ended. These weapons added a personal dimension to violence in the 18th century. Part 7. Psychological warfare and discipline. Narrator. Beyond weapons. Discipline was the real power. Armies trained constantly. Soldiers were drilled to reload under pressure, march in formation, fire on command, stand their ground despite fear. Imagine standing in a line, watching the enemy aim at you, waiting for the command to fire. Courage was not optional. Desertion meant punishment. Sometimes death. The combination of strict discipline and deadly weapons created unstoppable military machines. Conclusion. The legacy of 1700s weapons. Narrator. The weapons of the 1700s may seem primitive today, but in their time, they were revolutionary. They reshaped nations. They expanded empires. They changed global power forever. The age of swords faded. The age of gunpowder dominance had begun, and the echoes of those cannon blasts still shape our world today.